Hey everybody, this is Jim at FreeChartVideos.com using time-honored techniques to understand modern markets. This video is for educational purposes only. It is not intended to be used as any form of investment advice. I can draw lines on charts, but you have to draw your own conclusions from your own due diligence and make investment decisions that are suitable for your financial situation. I'm not a licensed professional. I'm just a guy who draws lines on charts. So let's look at some charts. Okay, around, when was it? I think around 1 p.m. today, I sent out a tweet and also put a big bold header up at the top of all the pages at freechartvideos.com saying that this market is at the crossroads, is basically at a do or die, make or break situation, and it appears that that went the way of break. And what I'm looking at here, we've been looking at this this pattern where we had defined it as potentially a triangle, but also, and I've mentioned this for a good number of weeks now, we've looked at it as a possible head and shoulders top. And there were things that were throwing, that were kind of giving mixed signals, to be honest with you. There were a couple things going on in the chart that would say that, we're headed up. Then it would just all of a sudden just totally get violated, and it was as if none of those lines were working. As a matter of fact, I thought today, after a little weakness, we would have an up day. I thought we'd come close enough to tagging this bottom line that we would get a bounce after a little weakness, and then we'd head on back up to this blue line. Obviously, that did not happen. So let's take a look at a 10-minute chart, and I'll show you what I was looking at. We'd been looking at this wedge that is outlined here in blue. And I made mention yesterday that that it looked like that when the S&P opened way below this wedge, gapped down on the 29th, and then it recovered. Then it gapped up yesterday, but then sold down. And then at the end of the day, it closed over the top of this blue line. I thought we would sell back down to here and then head up. But apparently, there is just too much negative sentiment right now among buyers. There's just too much selling pressure for this small pattern that's just a few days old to hold things in check. And you can see how it was just breaking up and down, just going all over the place with very little regard for this particular pattern. So there you have it. That's what happened today. And I thought we were going to bounce here. You can see where all of these lines were doing what you would expect, except then they would fail. As a matter of fact, at one point, we had come down in this channel, these gray lines here. Let me extend that line down there. See? And I thought, well, we're going to come up out of that. We're going to back test this line. I went long UPRO right here, thinking this was a good spot, and I stopped out right there because if it was going to get very far below that line, I think it's probably going to head on down a good bit. So this neckline was at roughly 1261. We ended the day at roughly 1254. So that is a 0.5% break of that line. Typically, you like to see a little bit more of a break before you trade on it. But at this point, I'm saying that this is a confirmed head and shoulders top. And I would, I guess there's a chance that this could run back up into the pattern, but it's going to have to do so really, really quickly. If there's any follow through on this breakdown whatsoever, then on the pullback, that's a good spot to short. So what's our target? Backing out again to the daily chart. When we change this pattern from a triangle to a Head and Shoulders top. Why did that happen? And we measure the height of the head of this pattern and where it broke out, where it broke down. This actually measures to about 1155, and but since we never got a good test on this line that is currently now in the around 1132 or so, wouldn't surprise me if this follows through as one would expect. Wouldn't surprise me if that minimum is exceeded to come down and test this area right here. The only thing that I'm looking at in the way of is there what's a good way to put this? Is there something that could save this? Okay, the only thing I see on the chart where you might look for a potential bounce would be right here. This top and this top. That's, you know, that might be a spot where it bounces and then goes back to test this. But frankly, guys, that's all conjecture right now. The concerns over the economy, the double dip, seem to be fairly pervasive. And unfortunately, that is definitely showing up in the market. So look, take care. If you get a chance, please stop by freechartvideos.com and visit us. We'd love to have your input at the forum, and appreciate you taking time out of your day to watch this video.